When we see a famous celebrity, we tend to think their fame will last
until the end of time.
But sometimes things just don't go the way they planned. Here are 10 celebrities who became homeless.
Brilliant news!
Number 1. Margot Kidder. Unfortunately, our beloved Lois Lane suffered an accident after the Superman movies, which left her unable to work, broke, and sometime later with psychological disorders. Those problems forced her to live on the streets. Sadly, she died earlier this year in Montana in what was later ruled a suicide by alcohol and narcotics overdose. Number 2. Bobby Driscoll. This is the proof that not all Disney stars stay stars. He was the voice and model for Peter Pan and got an award in 1950. However, like many child actors, he couldn't take being out of the limelight and became addicted to narcotics. He was then sentenced to prison for illicit drug use and on release found himself homeless and alone. He died shortly after his 31st birthday in an abandoned building. 3. John Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore's father, who was also a member of Hollywood royalty back in the 50s, gave up on acting because he couldn't get any more important roles. He ended up in jail because of drug abuse, then became a reclusive derelict and sadly died of cancer in 2004. Number 4. Sly Stone. He was the lead singer of Sly and the Family Stone, but he let himself get carried away with fame and money and started buying houses and narcotics until he eventually lost everything. The last thing we know, he was living in LA out of a van. 5. Randy Quaid. Yes, Dennis Quaid's brother. He won several awards for his acting roles. However, he and his wife had issues with the law as they were arrested for bailing on a hotel without settling their $10,000 bill and arrested for staying in an abandoned guest house and then arrested for trying to elope to Canada. But according to the pair, it was all a Hollywood-esque conspiracy by the movie industry. 6. Rocky Lockridge. This boxer was awarded the WBA Super Featherweight title, but again narcotics ruined everything and caused him to lose his fortune and even his home, to the point where he suffered a stroke and now walks with a cane. Kids, stay clean. 7. BRET Butler. A narcotic-induced downward spiral got her kicked out of a starring role in Grace Under Fire, and after that she ended up in a homeless shelter. Thankfully, she amended her mistakes, and since 2012, she is acting again. 8. NATASHA LYONNE. She was famous for her role in American Pie, but sometime after that she was arrested for drink driving and also wasn't paying her rent, so she was evicted and lived on the streets for a long time. Later she used a fake name at a hospital to treat her hepatitis C, lung problems and heart disease. However, now she is one of the stars in Orange is the New Black, so she managed to turn it around. 9. Ray Williams. He was the captain of the New York Knicks. We don't really know what happened with his fortune, but he retired due to bankruptcy. And after working in a lot of different jobs, he ended up living out of his car. He eventually made a comeback for a few years until sadly he died of cancer in 2013. Number 10. Willie Aames. He was an actor in 8 is Enough and became so famous he was earning $1 million a year. But things didn't go as planned, as the show didn't become as famous as he had hoped. He lost all of his money to debts and ended up living in garages and parks. However, he managed to slowly recover by playing roles in smaller shows, so there's a happy ending. Hooray! Which one of these celebrities surprised you the most? Comment below.